Hi parents, my name is Patricia George. I'm a college professor and a mother of 4. Over the last 2 years, I've certainly watched my kids and my college students struggle with their mental health. This isn't surprising to you, as the Surgeon General released a statement on December 7th of 2021 saying that there had been a vast increase in adolescent depression, anxiety, and substance abuse. As engaged parents, I'm sure you don't need to read the Surgeon General's warning to know what you're already seeing. The question then becomes, how can we, as parents who want what's best for our kids, figure out how to help boost their happiness? And I think there are a lot of things that we can do in order to help them. The first thing that I'd suggest is that you understand exactly where they're coming from. One of the most important things that an adolescent can do is interact with their friends. It's actually been shown to be true for all of us. We all need social interaction, but it's especially true for adolescents. We see our adolescents are a little bit behind in maturity of where they should be because they haven't been around their friends for the last 2 years. If there's anything that we can do in order to support our kids getting out there and interacting with their friends and other people who are important to them, it's one of the most important things we can do. Also, it's been shown that adolescents need a lot more sleep than you might think. I know that's not surprising to you, but constantly running them around and trying to get them up early on the weekends to make it to that next event can be really stressful for adolescents. They need their sleep. It turns out, just like you and me, they need enough sleep in order to get through their day. And if we can allow them a little bit of extra time in bed, it helps their mental health immensely. Additionally, when it comes to the stressors and rigors of school, any way that we can support our students is going to be beneficial to them. We know as driven, hardworking adults that we want what's best for our kids. We want them to get into good schools, we want them to get good grades, we want them to be well-adjusted and to have friends and to have all kinds of extracurriculars that will make them stand out on their college transcripts. What I know, and what I'm sure you know, is that the most important thing is actually their mental health. If they're completely stressed out before they get to college, how well are they actually going to perform when they get there? This might include dialing back some of their activities or some of their extra classes in order to help them be a little bit less stressed and a little bit less anxious long term. I'd like to take a moment to define happiness for you. Aristotle had a definition that included hedonia and eudaimonia. Hedonia is the search for pleasure, but not in the way you're thinking about it. Just feeling pleasure in the things that we do, whether that's a good conversation with a friend or playing an occasional video game. It's really important to our happiness levels that we can pursue that which makes us feel pleasure. Eudaimonia is the pursuit of something that gives us meaning. If your kid is struggling and doesn't have something in their lives that gives them some kind of identity or makes them feel good about themselves, maybe this is a place where you can help. Maybe you can help them find an instrument, a sport, or a volunteer activity that could be really helpful to their sense of well-being and overall happiness because they feel like they're really important in the world. And finally, modern researchers added to Aristotle's idea of what is happiness with the idea of engagement, which also translates as flow. Flow is when you're doing something that's a little bit difficult for you, but you get so absorbed into it that you don't even acknowledge the passage of time. For me, that can be a jigsaw puzzle or going for a long run. Everyone has something different that's their sense of flow. But for students especially, being able to get lost in a task is really beneficial to them, to feel like they're being challenged and they're doing it. So that's my list of things that I think are helpful for high school students and middle school students that might help boost their happiness. I know being a parent right now is really hard. I think acknowledging that is a really beneficial thing, and being able to have open and honest conversations with your students so that you can figure out what it is that they need and how you can best support them. I hope you all have a happy day.